Rahubat, Yasar Rahubat. Today is the second day of the fifth month, the month that we call Sashan, named after the music artist whose work is very, very inspiring. Big up to Zamal Tech Sashan. Wanna get right into it. Just watch I had a very difficult time watching this, but you know, this young Pharaoh Allah cat is busy trying to make himself a name, and he has to be addressed because of his disrespect. He needs to be, you know, we're gonna take the pacifier out of his mouth, or we're gonna put a new pamper on his ass, but we're gonna do something. I have to remind ourselves it's not about physical violence. All right, so Pharaoh, we respect what you're saying, and we're gonna leave it at that. Now, the problem that we're having with him is young Pharaoh is about the language. Now, it seems to me because, we Nuwaupians don't want to accept his European version of things that, we all out of pocket, and, for people, I don't see why you would go pay $20, $30 to go see this nigga talk about what European scholars is bringing forth, or try to match up what he's saying to CIA web pages. He's an agent knowingly or unknowingly. And I do see why he hang out with Sarah Suit and Seti, because it seems like they in this crybaby school of whining. You know what I'm saying? Seti whine and cry. And he taught his apprentice, Pharaoh Allah, how to whine and cry, and they both sound good together. I wouldn't pay to go see these niggas, and neither should you. Why? Because what's the point of all this knowledge and education? What is the point? Anybody know? I'm asking that. What is the point? Now, Partner Babianoon, or Dr. Malachi York, teaches that the point of all this education is to get you back to the stars. Those of you who are celestial beings, you have celestial beings and terrestrial beings. All right, for you AMOM readers, y'all know what I'm talking about. But a lot of people don't seem to remember that when they putting out this information. And, Sarnetta's questions are getting better. He did roast Malik pretty good about what was his purpose for trying to bum rush and question the Nuwaupians' doctrine all the time. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is that, well, whether it's Pharaoh, Malik, or Polite, whoever, what is their purpose for knowledge and information to lead you or take you where? You know what I'm saying? And you got to remember something, after you get the knowledge, it's what you do with it. You know what I mean? And for me to just pay $20 to go see any of you niggas, just sit up here and tell me stuff that I can look up on the computer and find myself is ridiculous. What you paying the internet for? But let's get to the point of linguistics. All right. And let's go to a letter that I found that was dated 9/3/09. All right. And this is a letter obviously by Partner Babianoon. All right, I'm not going to read all of it. I'm just going to get to the basic parts. This was to a brother named Kansu, and it says, Rahubat Kansu. All right. First point, Nuwaupic is not Phoenician. It came out of Nuwaupic or Napatan or Napata. All right. As for Nubic, it's really Nubian and Sudanese Arabic, and is being confused with Nuwaupic. And the original script of Nuwaupic was called Suf, or hieroglyphic. Do you hear that, young Pharaoh? Somebody explain this to this fool. All right. That this is what it was called. All right. So, Suf or hieroglyphic. All right. Let's keep reading. And the script we now use was Napata and Maro. And Maro script was to become Sabian, used by the Bible Sheba. The spoken tongue was more of Semitic, which came from Egypt, with Remus or Moses Harnoon or Arun, and their sister Miriam or Meri under Ak en Atun. Sabian alphabet or Sabaic used in South Arubu, Arabia, dates back to 500 BC. Later it became Arabic mixture of Syriac, and the Aramic mixed with Phoenician became Hebrew. Alright. Ge'ez or Ethiopia and Sudanese mixed with Greek and Latin to become Coptic. All came from Napata, Sudan, Meroe, Ethiopia. Ancient Egypt, Hut-Bata or Hut-Kata, ancient Memphis. Upper Tamaray, Kemet, Kham or Ham moved east. Ham was in fact Kefre. Alright. And as Khufu was Shem and Min-Kahre was Japheth, son of the seeds of Sen-Nefer-Re, Noah. I do hope this helps. And it does. I'm just going to stop right there. Alright, well, we'll read a little more because this is important too. It says, the nature of nature inscribers, what language do they speak and of which tongue? Nupu, Noon, or Nupu, Zupu, or Zupu, and note word Sabia or Sabaism as being a part of the science Noon. So Noon, for you Tar Noonbu, you Noonbu cats, right? Sabia, Sabaism, right? Now look back at Sabian, an extinct Semitic language once spoken in Saba, the Bible, Sheba, in southern Arabia, originally called Arubu, right? With the Yoruba comes in. Alright, so what this is all saying is that even this Noonpu, or this Noon science that they trying to say that Panababia Noon stole from them and it's Afro Unu, you know what I'm saying? I don't mean to talk bad about a brother who's deceased, but he tried. You follow that? But the Noon science is not wu-nuwaupu because it comes from Sabaism. You know, that ties into Aruba or Arabia. Alright, when these invaders mixed in with these Hindus. Alright, so that's for a lot of people out here trying to mix Yoruba with wu-nuwaupu. Can't do it. Alright, so young Pharaoh, there's your answer insofar as where Nuwaupian came from. As young Pharaoh, as Prince York explained earlier, that our language predates Greeks. So we don't need the Greeks to translate anything for us. All right. Now my challenge to young Pharaoh. All right, and he's about 22. Well, here's the thing: do something that brother Reggie and Shaka Amos didn't do, and that's translate the Egyptian Book of the Dead. Now, if you want to say Dr. Malachi Z. York don't know what he's talking about insofar as the hieroglyphs or the Suf script, which you now learned what it is. All right, why don't you translate the Egyptian Book of the Dead for the people and get busy? And then you can compare that to Dr. York's translation. Because a lot of people say, you want to say, check the fact checker. All right, Panababia Noon, Dr. Malachi Z. York is my source. I'm not going to leave that source of information. That's like trying to reinvent the wheel. Why should I go out and try to look up all these stupid ass scholars who you don't name, by the way? Where you get your information and resources from. You don't never name them. But I give you one name, one reference, because Panababia Noon or Dr. Malachi Z. York is a living library. Okay, I got a reference full, a database full of information. I'm getting better at was just pulling it up and doing a search, and boom, right there. So I can answer questions, because why, because a lot of the books are so spread out. So he's my father too. I'm not, maybe not by blood. All right, I'm Senna, as they say. That's an adopted son, Senan. All right, so our language, you can't deal with it. You know what I mean? Just admit that you want to be a European scholar for black people and get paid. You know what I mean? And your downfall is inevitable because people not going to go for it. You getting played out already. So I don't know, if you hate Nuwaupians or not. We hope you don't. But if you do, just prepare for more ass kickings, man. You know what I'm saying? So that's my challenge to young Pharaoh. Shut his goddamn mouth. Translate the Egyptian Book of the Dead and prove Dr. Malachi Z. York wrong on a scholarship level like that. Ali Muhammad is not going to translate the Quran for his people. He's too lazy. He don't know the language. All right, Brother Reggie or Shaka Ahmos is not going to translate the Egyptian Book of the Dead, so why don't you do it? Tazariak is not going to translate El's Holy Torah for his people. He don't know the language. You understand what I'm saying? So all of y'all are really trying to bang on his scholarship, but yet none of y'all has done a third of the work, at least translating scriptures like he has. So it's time to pull y'all cards on a scholarship level. Let's see what you know. Since you say we don't know it, okay, we'll sit down and shut up and we'll listen to you because you say you know the way. All right? So that's the challenge of young Pharaoh. Should be my last broadcast of really dealing with him. You know what I mean? Because Huhika and Prince York got him. The Nuwaupian assassin has bigger fish to fry. So with that being said, Hatep Wadau, we don't say Hatep anymore. Gabut or Gabut. Gabut. My pronunciation is off. Peace and blessings, family. I'm out. And we'll see you next on the Kabina Ray Show.